Okay guys, today we're going to be talking about Lee molds. Okay, today I'm going to explain everything I know about Lee molds and everything that you need to know to get started in Lee molds and pick the type of mold that you want. So first off, Lee makes all different types of molds, both pistol molds, rifle molds, muzzle loading molds, little molds for like balls, and they also even make custom molds if you'd like. So they really make just about anything, but navigating their website and figuring out what type of molds you need, handles, everything can be a little bit confusing. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to come to their website, just leeprecision.com. There are other manufacturers that make molds, but honestly, Lee does a dang good job on their molds. So, and then you want to come up to this bullet casting. We're just going to go to that web page, and then here you're going to get a bunch of different things. So you're going to get all their heaters and sizing dies and everything, different handles. We'll talk about that. Primarily we're going to be focusing on these guys, their molds. Just know that their molds do not come with handles. You have to buy the handles separately. They're like 20 bucks, they're pretty cheap. And the handles are the same for both their 6 cavity molds and their 2 cavity molds. They just attach in different places, but they work. So first, let's get started. Let's go over here to handgun molds, because you're probably likely going to be casting for like a 9mm or something like that. So here you have a bunch of different numbers. It's really nice. They order it by caliber, obviously starting up here on the top left, smallest, and then down here, biggest to your 500 Smith & Wesson. They have all these different numbers. So the cool thing is they give you the ballistic coefficient here of each of their projectiles, which is pretty cool. Where possible, I would always get the 6 cavity. Honestly, part of me doesn't even know why they make a 2 cavity, because it's so much nicer to bust out 6 at once. So your part number right here, the first number is going to be the diameter of the projectile, and it's 356, so 356 thousandths of an inch. 125, which is 125 grain, and then this other number is mostly just an internal reference number. It says 2R, which it's like the second one that they have that's a round nose, and over here on the left you see it's 1R. That's just their own internal reference. So those first two numbers are going to be of import to you for the bullet diameter as well as the bullet weight. So when you're looking to get something, I would just look at the different calibers that they have, and you'll notice that they are 1/1000th of an inch larger, because when you're doing raw casting, you want your projectile to be to 1/1000th of an inch larger than what it typically is with a full metal jacket. Okay, and so their rifle molds, pretty much the same thing. If we go over to the rifle molds, I'm not even going to worry about that because, actually screw it, let's go over here. Rifle molds. So the rifle molds are pretty much the same thing. They're obviously for rifle, and they don't have every single caliber you may want. So if there is also an option to get a custom service, you can get this custom service. Go to the custom service page and you can actually design and do your own mold. Just note, for rifles, oftentimes you'll have to do what's called a gas check, and you can even see that they show it there on the bottom of the projectiles, and that's because the projectile is moving so fast that the bullet will actually come apart in the barrel due to the heat and pressure. So a gas check is a different metal, typically aluminum or copper, that is a little cup that goes on the bottom. And I'm not going to get into gas checks today. That'll be a whole nother video that I'll do in the future, talking about gas checks. Okay, so I exclusively have 6 cavity molds. I got a friend who has a couple of their double. I've been looking at one of their double ones just because I don't make it in a 6 cavity. But this is a 45 auto mold. This is for 380. And then this is for 9mm. So these are super simple. I had a video on how to use these. That got taken down because YouTube does not believe in the First or Second Amendment, which is unfortunate. And I can't really show you how to use these because apparently YouTube doesn't like that. So it's pretty simple. You just fill it up with lead and dump them out, and I really can't say much more than that without YouTube getting mad. So that's about it. They're super simple. You can figure it out. As far as lubricating this, you can either use some sort of like brake lubricant, because that's meant for high temperature, or beeswax. I have pretty good luck with that. I don't like using WD-40 because it kind of makes a mess. But other than that, these molds will last you tens or 20 or hundreds of thousands of rounds. They will last pretty much your entire lifetime. Also, you'll notice on the mold there is a part number at the top. So this says 452, which is the bullet diameter, so it's 45 auto, and then 228, so 228 grains. And then once I powder coat it and size it, it's pretty much a 230 grain bullet for my 45 auto. And those guys are right here. So this is one of them that's been powder coated with a chrome powder coat. Okay, guys, I hope that answers any questions you may have had about Lee molds. If you have any other questions I didn't answer, please put those in the comments below. Also, keep an eye out. I'm going to be working up different molds and everything for 300 Blackout that I'm going to cast myself to make it cheap for subsonic ammo particularly. And then also 50 Beowulf, because those projectiles are insane expensive, and I can do it just for a few pennies. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be posting those it's probably going to be a few months, honestly. But anyway, if you have any other questions, put those in the comments below. Thanks for watching.